In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to tell stories. We're going to be doing past tense storytelling. Let's go. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on the past tense, and we're going to tell stories. So in today's lesson, it's important that we use sequencing words and the past tense. Now, when we use the past tense, we can either use a regular noun or an irregular noun. A regular noun is quite easy. All you do is just add ed. For example, if I have the verb walk, I add the ed to it and it becomes walked. Now, an irregular verb will have a completely different past tense form. There's no trick, there's no hint I can give you. You just have to memorize all of these verbs. And today, that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the past tense. But we're also going to be storytelling. We're wanting to join the first sentence and the next sentence and the following sentence. We want our stories to flow. We want them to be smooth. So today, we are going to be practicing using words like first, next, after that, then, and finally. First, we'll practice a few past tense exercises, and then at the end of this lesson, we'll get into the storytelling. If you have any questions at any point during this lesson, feel free to comment down below. Okay, let's get started. The first exercise that we're going to work on today is changing verbs into the past tense. So I will give you a verb. It will be the present tense. Please change it into the past tense. You can either speak it out loud at home or you can type it on your computer and put it into the comment section. All right, first verb, please change it into the past tense. Number 1, study. All right, study is a regular verb, so the past tense is studied, studied. Number 2, go, go. What's the past tense of go? All right, the past tense here is went, went. Number 3, eat, eat. What is the past tense of eat? All right, the past tense of eat is ate, ate. All right, so number 2 and number 3, go and eat. Our past tense was went and ate. They are both irregular verbs. The past tense is a completely unique word, okay? So, number 4, work, work. What is the past tense of work? Work is a regular verb, so it is worked, worked. All right, so it has an ed ending. The last one is see, see. What is the past tense for see? Okay, the past tense for see is saw, saw. This is an irregular verb. And as I said in the introduction, irregular verbs, they all have their own unique form, unique spelling. So you just have to remember them. All right, so there's no trick, there's no hint. You just have to remember all of those verbs. Okay, so how do you feel? Are you warmed up now? So the first exercise was a bit of a warm-up exercise. It's getting you to think in the past tense. The next exercise is going to be practicing your reading and your grammar. All right, so this is going to be a reading and grammar exercise. I will put a sentence on the screen, and this sentence, I'd like you to change it into the past tense. All right, so your job is to change the sentence into the past tense. So please read the sentence, then change it into the past tense. You have two options. You can speak it out loud at home, or you can type it on your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone. All right, so this is going to be a reading and grammar challenge. Okay, number 1. Please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. All right, the answer for number 1 is yesterday. I went to a restaurant with a friend. I went to a restaurant with a friend. So go changes to went. Number 2, please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. The answer is, we drove around the parking lot for 20 minutes before finding a parking spot. All right, so we changed the verb drive to drove. Number 3, please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. The answer for number 3 is, when we arrived at the restaurant, the place was packed. All right, so there are 2 verbs that we must change here. When we arrived, all right, so arrive, we change to arrived. At the restaurant, the place was packed. We change the is to was. Number 4, please read it and change it into the past tense. All right, the correct answer for this is, the waitress asked us if we had a reservation. All right, one more time. The waitress asked us if we had a reservation. We have 2 verbs we must change. Asked and had. Asked and had. Number 5, please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. All right, the correct answer for number 5 is, I saw a movie last weekend. I saw a movie last weekend. So we change the verb see and it becomes saw. Number 6, please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. All right, the answer for this is, the movie was very good. The movie was very good. And number 7, please read the sentence and change it into the past tense. All right, the answer for number 7 is, I ate a lot of popcorn and drank a lot of soda. So let's change the verbs eat, it becomes ate, and drink becomes drank. Okay, so how did you do with that exercise? Were you able to change all of the sentences into the past tense? In some of them, we had multiple verbs that you had to change. So if you had any mistakes with that, make sure you review it and try it again. Also, if this is your first time joining me, and if you think this lesson is helpful for your English, please subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. Also, if you're new, I am doing a lot of free English live lessons on YouTube. I will do these lessons on usually a Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's completely free. It's your chance to have a lesson with me real time. You can ask me any questions during the lesson, but for every lesson, I prepare the lesson for you. And it's very, very useful. It will definitely help your English speaking. So if you want to have a free live lesson with me, check out my lessons on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. There's always information on my channel, so just check out my community site and you'll find out when the next lesson is happening. Okay, so today's lesson is all about storytelling. And in order to have a nice, smooth, flowing story, it's important that we use transition words. These are words that will join our sentences together. Now, today, we will be using the words first, next, after that, then, and finally. Now, in conversation, most likely you will not use the words first and finally. You will use the other three words. But just for practice, just to practice our English, let's use all of them today. But before we start, I want to focus on the three middle words. All right, we've got next, after that, then. There is no order for these words. You can choose the order in which you use them. For example, if you want to say next, after that, then, great. But maybe you want to say after that, then next. That's also okay. It's your choice which words you use. But please do not say the same transition word every time. Don't say next, blah, 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 blah. Next, blah, 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 blah. Next, blah, 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 blah. You're repeating the word too much. I've said this a lot in my lessons. I've said this a lot on my videos. English is all about variety. The more words you use, the better your English will sound. So I'd like you to vary your use of next, after that, and then. But there's no specific order, so don't worry about that. That's up to you. So in this next part of the lesson, we will have the active part of the lesson. This is where you are going to tell me a story. I am going to give you either a picture or a word. I would like you to use that picture to tell me and make a sentence. Now, all of the words and all of the pictures I will show you, they are connected. So the first picture, please begin your sentence with first. Then after that, the middle three sentences, it's your choice. You can begin with after that, next, then. And then the final picture, the final word, I'd like you to say finally. All right, so let's make sure we're telling a very smooth, flowing story. So look at the picture, look at the word, and make a past sentence. And just so you have an idea of how the story will sound, I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you my example story. And actually, this is a true story of my summer trip in August. So I'm going to start. First, I arrived in Los Angeles. Then I drove to Disneyland. After that, I rode Space Mountain. Next, I ate at Goofy's Kitchen. finally, I bought some souvenirs. All right, so I've given you a complete story. I went to Disneyland. I rode Space Mountain. Right? I ate at Goofy's Kitchen. I bought souvenirs. Right? Of course, at the very beginning, I arrived in Los Angeles. So my story is continuing. So that is your job, but you're going to look at the pictures or information and make your sentences. All right, number one, please look at the information and make a past sentence. And don't forget your transition words. All right, number one, I see an alarm clock, 7 a.m. So my sentence is, first, I woke up at 7 a.m. Number two, please look at the information and make a past sentence. My sentence for number two is, next, I went to an amusement park. Next, I went to an amusement park. If you had a different sentence, that's okay. And if you used a different word, maybe you used after that, or you used then, that's also okay. All right. When you finish all of your sentences, put them in the comment section and I can check. Number three, please look at the information and make a sentence. All right, my sentence for this is, after that, I rode a Ferris wheel. After that, I rode a Ferris wheel. Number four, please look at the information and make a sentence. All right, my sentence here is, then I ate a corn dog. Then I ate a corn dog. And number five, please look at the information and make a sentence. My answer for this is, finally, I went to bed. Finally, I went to bed. Okay, so your next challenge is, right now, I want you to make all 5 sentences and I want you to speak it at home. I want you to speak it wherever you are. I want you to tell the story out loud. All right, so you have 5 sentences. Please tell the story out loud. And if you want, you can just repeat after me. Repeat after me, shadow after me, practice your speaking. Okay, so ready? Repeat after me. First, I woke up at 7 a.m. After that, I went to an amusement park. Next, I rode a Ferris wheel. Then, I ate a corn dog. Finally, I went to bed. All right. Were you able to follow along? Were you able to tell your story? All right. When we tell stories, especially those 3 transition words, after that, next, then, they're very, very useful. So, what I want you to do next is I want you to tell me another story. Tell me what you did last weekend or last week. Make 5 sentences and put it into the comment section. Please begin every sentence with a transition word. First, after that, next, then, and finally. Remember, the middle 3, there's no specific order. You can use any order you would like. If you want to make the story longer than 5 sentences, that's okay, that's great. Please give me more, that's fine. So just keep repeating the middle words, the middle transition words. And once you're done, leave it down in the comment section. All right? Storytelling is very important because we do a lot of small talk in English. We like to tell our friends, our coworkers about our weekend or about our vacation. So it's important that we tell these stories, but that they're smooth. So it's really, really important we use those transition words. All right, so if you liked today's lesson, if you thought it was useful, if you think your English will improve by using these words, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. I have many lessons like this that I guarantee you will improve your English. All right, until the next lesson, or until the next live lesson, see ya. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today we practiced the past tense and storytelling. If you think today's lesson was useful, and if you think it improved your English, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. Also, don't forget to check out my community site to see when my next free live English lesson is. I guarantee you'll love the class and you will be speaking much better. All right, until the next lesson, see ya.